Greetings, Africans. Are you guys good? I hope you guys are good. I'm well, guys. My name is Devos Kosana. Welcome to my channel. The name of the channel is The Agenda. All right. Stay with me as we're talking about the West employers in South Africa. Right. We're asking the question that in terms of the race, which group are the West employers? Right. There's a poll, right? There's a poll that was conducted by the Penal Lodge, right, on his Twitter account. But actually, what informed his poll that he conducted, it was a conversation that he had with one guy called No Tabalui. Those who use social media will know who's No Tabalui, right? So No Tabalui mentioned in that discussion that Indians are the worst employers in South Africa. Okay. So then that, of course, triggered a lot of discussions and heated debates, right, across the different platforms. Okay. So then Penwell decided to have a poll on his X account, X being formerly Twitter, right, where he asked that which group in South Africa, which race group in South Africa are the worst employers? Okay. Which ones are the worst employers? Okay. And in that poll, about 10,300 people took part in that poll, right? And a whooping 54%, right, which is more than half of the people who took part in the poll, said indeed Indians are the worst employers in South Africa. Okay. Then secondly, with 27%, it was the blacks, right? Then number 3, it was the white people at 14%, right? Then lastly, it is the colored people at 5%, right? I don't know why the Chinese are not involved here. We're not included in the panel's poll, but okay, it's fine. We'll talk about Indians, about the Chinese as well. But I'm just giving you the framework, right? Or the context of why I'm talking about this thing. I mean, anyone who's a genuine South African, especially black people, right, they will tell you in terms of the experiences and even the conversation that we have. Because I mean, we use public transport. Can be that the buses, the trains, the taxis, right? People talk about their employers and all of that. So when people relay their experiences, indeed you get this feeling that is indeed Indians are the worst employers in South Africa, right? Worst employers because of their disregard, right? Because of their disregard for the labor laws and the laws in general of the country. Okay? You get the situation, and I'm saying others can deny it all they want, but this is the reality on the ground. Some of the Indian employers, they pay workers in kind instead of paying them salaries, which is in terms of the monetary value, right? They'll remunerate those workers through old clothes or any other goods, right? Second-hand goods as a substitute for monetary wages. These are the conversations that we hear when we talk to the people, right? And I think even if you were to consult with the Department of Labor and Employment in terms of when they do their inspections and all of that, right? In terms of their report, what is it that they find when they go out on inspections? The kind of treatment that is meted out to the workers. I mean, go to Durban, you hear how people complain about the Indian employers, the sweatshops, right? The slave-like conditions that workers, and I'm talking about the black workers, are subjected to. Okay. And I would say after the Indians, then it has to be the Chinese. I personally have had some dealings in a sense, not necessarily as an employee of a Chinese company, but as someone who was trying to help workers, where workers approached me with the exploitation that they suffered at the hands of the Chinese employers. They've got not regarded all for the law. In fact, I'd even put them at the same level with the Indian nationals. right? Very disrespectful, and they have no absolute regard for the labor laws. And of course, this has been abated by the fact that some of the officials in the Department of Labor and Employment do take bribes from these people, whereby inspectors will come to inspect the workplace and they find that the workplace is not in compliance, the employer is not in compliance with the necessary legislation, right? So instead of taking the employer to task, right, they ask or they accept bribes from these employers, right? So I agree in terms of the Indians, but I even put them at the same level of the Chinese employers. And we know the Chinese employers' mentality, take it from China in terms of having no respect for labor rights at all. Then they would find it is our own people, black people, right? And for our own people, you know, it is the issue of self-hate. That once you've made it in life, you begin to see those other black people as nothing, as subhumans, right? To an extent that you'd find that the black employers sometimes they ill-treat workers worse than white people, right? White people, at least, they've still got some fear for labor laws. As much as you've got a certain section that, of course, does not respect the labor laws and all of that. But black people have proven themselves even to be worse. Look at how the taxi owners treat taxi drivers. Look at the taxi industry, right? Then we'll begin to understand what I'm talking about here. So this is a problem that we have in this country. But also it goes back even to the fact that our government here, through the Department of Labor and Employment, it is ineffective, under-resourced. But even if those ones who are within the system are corrupt to the core. I don't know. Please tell me about your experiences. Do you agree that the Indians are the worst employers in this country? Or you've got a different view? Tell me what you make, what do you think? You can comment in the comment section below. And remember to like, share, subscribe. And remember to hit that notification button so each time I publish a video, you get notified. And remember to click on the join button to become a member to the channel. Siyabonga ma-Africa, lisedi.